dick. Put your body on the bed. You might as well just stay away. I already got your body on my fucking horse. What else do you want from me? Hope you got your horses in the back. I got your body in the horse. On my horse. I'm finna go return your bounty, nigga. So eat a dick.
see in Red Dead Online. But as of lately, with the most recent update, things have been good. I know we've been still having a little bit of problems with these stranger missions. A lot of you guys are concerned why you can't play poker, and all those things will be addressed in this video, as well as what the future of Red Dead Online holds. And it's something a lot of you guys can look forward to with the current outline that Rockstar is taking to Red Dead Redemption 2. If you guys don't know, I stream every single day at twitch.tv/Jobless Garrett. That is my Twitch channel. I do GTA 5 roleplay, Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay. That's right. If you guys don't know, I have a main channel. It's called Jobless Garrett, where I upload Grand Theft Auto 5 content, showcasing a very roleplay-esque world in Grand Theft Auto 5. It's not your typical GTA 5 Online. It's a GTA Online modded that is super fun. The reason why I'm talking about this specifically right now in this video is because it really pertains to what the future of Rockstar's Red Dead Online looks like. Now, bear with me, as this may be a lot of information, but it's gonna blow you away. So first things first, Rockstar knows for a fact that their current model of Red Dead Online isn't great. It's very like, I'm trying to like think of like the proper verbiage and wording to use here to not insult anyone, including all you guys in the Red Dead Online community, and of course what I want to portray as Red Dead Online. Right now, Red Dead Online is a very shell of a game. There's really not a lot of meat inside of this sandwich. It's just 2 buns and then like a slice of cheese. That's all we got right now. But Rockstar wants to take this game way further than we currently have it. And by doing that, they're going to be adding implementations this summer that are going to blow you away. Now, right now, Rockstar has added different story mode missions. They've added new things to do, different, I guess, little events you can partake in, free-roam missions, and more. But that just, touches the surface of what Rockstar wants to do. If you guys have played through the single player, you know that the single player is filled with life. And the life that the first-person, single-player version of this game has is crazy. And to mimic that in online is really difficult. To have everything that's in the single-player version of the game in online, I believe in current technology is almost impossible to do, to make it a multiplayer experience. It's very difficult, very time-consuming, and sometimes doesn't pay out. But Rockstar isn't really known for their online games. They're known for creating incredible story mode experiences that have online capabilities that complement the single player. GTA 5 Online was the first successful online version of any game they've ever done, and it's literally the most successful online game ever, which is crazy because till this day, 2019, and GTA 5 came out in 2013, it's still one of the top selling games on PS4, on the Steam store, and on the Xbox store. So, to say that is incredible because GTA 5 is such an important game into gaming history, and the online version has made billions of dollars. So, where are we now talking in Red Dead Online? Rockstar has seen the success of Red Dead Redemption 2 and knows that Red Dead Online has a future. It's something that can thrive if given the proper attention. Luckily, this spring, Rockstar has graced us with this large content update. It's patch number 1, and Red Dead Online is officially out of beta. But what does the future hold? As you guys know, with every single game cycle, there needs to be reoccurring updates that makes a game more interesting, fun, and enjoyable for the player playing. And that's why Rockstar is going to be introducing classes and jobs for an individual like you and I to play in Red Dead Online. In the future, during summer, with the foundation of Red Dead Online now established, the future updates will offer new ways to fully inhabit your character and your progress in multiple and carve out your own place on the frontier. What does that exactly mean? Well, in the future of Red Dead Online, we'll be able to choose how we want to play our character, allowing us to become more involved with the character we've chosen to roam the frontier. Now, everyone's
Yep. Sorry about that.
Sorry,
Just getting chased by wolves. How you doing today?
Too bad yourself.
Pretty good. Whoa, what's that?
That's me. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no.
Bucket, and I didn't realize it had a leak in it. Careful. And then down the toilet. The toilet tank was leaking.
Yeah.
For some reason, the bowl.
I turned the thing on at the bottom yesterday to flush it.
Yes, I shut that off.
I noticed. Gotcha. Smart.
Right. And then I just now, it's fine. You turned all the way on, which is fine.
Did
What I
work?
did now is I turned it back off and then I opened up a little ways, just so that when there is a leak, it won't be running full blast, filling the tank up.
I know that. Yeah, I got you.
And then I was able to just tighten the bolt up on the tank and stop the leak.
Was the doorknob? Was that you or him?
This first time I noticed the doorknob was missing.
All right,
It's
so
a cause and effect, and I realized what has happened with this leak going. I don't know how long the leak was going. Water causes wood to swell, and underneath the tile is wood, and the floor is made of wood. So between the two, getting a little bit bigger from swelling,
Oh yeah.
then it must have been stuck in a closed position when someone went to use the bathroom. Then they had to pull on it really hard, and the doorknob probably came off.
No worries.
So, I will have to pull this off and just trim the bottom edge.
I know the only thing really the other day, like this door was like open, and they say like keep it closed.
I've been trying to close it now, just like this.
Like the back door was open, so that's why I was like,
And
that was like my first time even going back there.
well, I've been doing a bunch of work back there. Redid the floor back there. Made solid concrete instead of the wood that it used to be. I will tighten this up. Has Brandon been over here in the last week?
Not that I know of. I like the light was on one day, so I mean came turned the light on, but it could have been someone else's way.
Alright.
But just let me know. I pay for the whole bottom.
Well, currently our original agreement was for that front room was $515. $450 was what was listed at the paper or the thing, and then $65 for the extra person, which is I forget your girlfriend's name.
Joanna.
Pardon?
Joanna.
Joanna, that's right. So last for you only paid $400. You didn't come up with the rest of the
It was like 50. Yeah.
So, and then June's right around the corner, a few days away, so
Oh yeah, I got you.
$515 and plus the $115. Now, the other thing, I'm pretty honest about what I see, but a lot of times when I'm here, I see cars pull up, and you talk to them a little bit, and then they go, and that can look like there's something going on that may draw attention from people that would just as soon hurt me as much as anyone else.
True.
So I'm not really sure what's going on, but I'm just letting you know that I see it, and I can't afford to have anything that gets me in any more trouble than I've already had. All right?
No, yeah, that's true. Usually just playing the game. Sticks.
Regarding work, your Our Bucks lost. They had a great season.
Yeah.
But now, where are you at with regard to employment?
Oh, I still work. I work tonight at 8.
Pardon?
I work tonight at 8 every day.
Okay. Oh, you
Pretty much, yeah, I work.
All right. So you're.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Always. That's the first thing. That's why I'm here playing game all the time. Literally just chilling. Listen to a podcast. And listen to Jackpot Wood.
That's good. All right. I'll leave you be.
Oh, no
Sorry
worries.
about the weather.
Oh, no, I barely even come back here. 'Cause I got the grill, so I usually barbecue and stuff. That's another, I barbecue the other day. I usually do it early in the morning though, because I don't sleep well, so. Plates and
Let's see yeah, I noticed you got it set up in front. Looks good. You have it away from the siding, which is good because siding is very flammable.
I feel like it kind of has, like, whoever are saying, like, his people here. I had to leave 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it can't be anyone else coming through there. And be very difficult to get through there.
Oh, I don't know. I'm usually locked in there.
I don't take defense. First step was getting that concrete in that bottom floor back there.
Mm-hmm. I haven't.
Let's take a look real quick.
Oh,
Do a ton in gold bar. It's honestly worth it because you don't want to have to keep paying a set amount each time something happens. It's pretty common for your horse to get shot when doing missions, and it's really annoying to keep everything out of pocket for that. So just get the insurance, avoid that mistake. Trust me, you won't regret it.
So after talking about the insurance costs and things like that, I want to talk money with you guys, and I'm talking early money. The money you start out with, don't waste it on cosmetics early. That's a big common mistake new players make. They rush to a barbershop or they rush to a general store as soon as they get in game and they can free roam, and they try to get their hair cut. And Valentine and Saint Denis, wherever they can go, they try to get a haircut, they try to get something cosmetic, and you do not want to do that early on. As you'll come to find out, haircuts are very talk about that is very, very common among players online is that they rush through the character creator in the beginning. Now you need to make sure you take your time with this because you are going to be stuck with this character. As of right now, there's no feature allowing you to change your appearance once you start your game. You have to delete your character and start over. So make sure you choose a male or a female, and depending on what you choose, that's what you're stuck with, because you cannot have two characters as of yet in Red Dead Online. Now it is a beta and this is subject to change, but for right now make absolutely sure the appearance is exactly how you want it, or you're going to have that thing in the back of your mind saying, oh man, I don't really want to grind any more missions because I'm not satisfied with how I look and I want to change my character. Well, you can't. So make sure you have it right, make sure you have it the way you want. A good tip I have for you when you're creating your character is be sure and use the scales on all the facial features and get it exactly how you want it. Tune it just right. Make sure you're rotating your character's face so you see a side profile. And also, make sure you set all of the settings to neutral before cycling through the heads, because then you can get the best average look and you won't end up looking like an alien. Now, it kind of goes without saying that most online games are better played with friends instead of being solo. In this case, it is definitely true. Playing solo is really hard in Red Dead Online. Talk about difficulty. Honestly, you're going to come across several posses in this game, and it's really annoying because you are alone and you have no one there to back you up. By posses, I mean other players that have ganged up to take on missions together and watch each other's backs. For you, though, being solo, this can be a pain because when you're trying to do missions, you're going to have all the players in the server alerted to you doing a mission, and all of them can intervene and miss you up and stop you, but if you have someone there to watch your back, it makes things a lot easier. The best thing to do is invite a couple friends to your server, go to camp, or just pull up your menu and start a posse. What you do in a sense is you just get... and you're able to take on missions together, earn more XP, more cash, and also watch each other's backs, and it makes things so much easier. So don't make the mistake of playing solo. If you have to, you can manage, but I would really consider it a mistake if you choose to play solo early on. Now, after ganging up with friends and taking on a couple missions, you'll finally come to an option to get some new horses. You're going to have to buy horses in Red Dead Online. Technically, insurance lets your horse automatically recover over time if it's critically injured. Practically, the horse you buy won't die and disappear forever. It'll heal with time. If an uninsured horse dies, you will have to pay to heal them at the stable every single time something happens. But if you have insurance, there's no fee. So make sure after...
What's up with you? My bad. What'd you say?
You got anything on hold?
A 3-5.
And that's this Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, for sure.
You back in town? Or you still in
Hell
there?
yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna finish you right back.
Yep.
Make sure you buy an insurance plan for it, because you don't want to have to keep paying for it to get it healed up and get it out of the stable. It's a great policy, but you have to purchase it for each horse you own, and the cost appears to be based on the horse's quality. If you've got a really good horse, it's going to cost you a ton in gold bars, but it's honestly worth it because you don't want to have to keep paying a set amount each time something happens. It's pretty common for your horse to get shot when doing missions, and it's really annoying to keep having to pay out of pocket for that. So just get the insurance, avoid that mistake, trust me, you won't regret it. So after talking about the insurance costs and things like that, I want to talk money with you guys, and I'm talking early money, the money you start out with. Don't waste it on cosmetics early. That's a big common mistake new players make. They rush to a barbershop or they rush to a general store as soon as they get in game and they can free roam, and they try to get their hair cut. And Valentine and Saint Denis, wherever they can go, they try to get a haircut, they try to get something cosmetic, and you do not want to do that early on. As you'll come to find out, haircuts are very expensive, and you don't want to waste your starting cash on something like that. Just make sure you get your character looking good as soon as you come out of the creator. Put a hat on, something like that to cover up your hair for the meantime, but save your money. Don't waste it on hair and stuff early on. Another common and small mistake that players make when playing Red Dead Online is that they ignore the award system. It feels like basically everything you do in Red Dead Online will eventually lead to an award. Picking plants earns you an award. Eating plants earns you an award. Shooting people earns you an award. And awards become belt buckles, which are cosmetic, but oh, are they awesome and fancy. So you guys do not ignore the awards feature. Check out the pause menu, navigate to it, check out the survivalist awards, for example. They give you something to grind for, something to unlock, and something to do. Apart from ignoring award unlocks, people are also making the common mistake of ignoring the honor system. Now, I don't really understand why people are really not paying attention to this, because it seriously influences your experience in Red Dead Online. The more honorable you are and the better actions you take and perform, the more your honor will go up and increase, influencing the missions that you actually get. For example, if you have good honor, you might be prompted with a mission to escort a stagecoach, whereas if you're an outlaw and you have bad honor or no honor, for example, you're actually going to be the one chasing the stagecoach down to rob it. This really influences your experience in Red Dead Online, and you do not want to ignore it. Make sure that you're performing actions that you only want to perform, because they will influence your game. So you've completed some big missions early on, you're starting to accrue some cash, you're playing with friends, you're out free roaming, and you want to buy something cosmetic or you want to buy a new horse. Don't forget about your camp. You can also upgrade your camp to support a fast travel system, and you can also craft and cook things there and have access to your wardrobe. You can also go to your camp and raise the white flag to be in the equivalent of a passive mode to GTA Online, where players cannot shoot at you and you can just do your thing and take a break from the game. Now, don't forget, you do need cash to upgrade your camp, so don't waste it all. That is a mistake you don't want to make, and it's common, so just avoid forgetting about camp and make sure you keep that in the back of your mind while you're playing. Common mistake number 8 is a little bit more opinion-oriented, so fair warning on that. Take this with a grain of salt, but I think as a new player, it is a common mistake to see players going in with the sole purpose of griefing other players and just immediately jumping in to kill other players. This is annoying, being the one receiving it, but it also doesn't benefit you being the one doing it. All it does is decrease your honor. It doesn't get you any money. You're wasting your ammo. You're going to have to spend money to get your ammo back. Your horse might get shot in a gunfight or two, and you're going to be without a horse early on. So griefing is just all around toxic and not fun. Now, there are a couple things implemented by Rockstar to try to prevent this. After 4 kills, you have 2 options. 1, parley. When one player triggers this mode, you'll end up face to face with your foe, but you won't be able to use your weapons. You're left with 10 minutes to talk through your problems with your words and not your guns. Number 2, feud. Both players have to opt into feuds. If both players accept, they're thrown into a 3-minute player versus player shootout. Whoever gets the highest kill count wins, which is the equivalent to GTA Online Deathmatch, and both players have to accept it. So these 2 things don't really fix it. I mean, griefing is still a big part of these types of games, and if you're the one griefing, I just feel like it's a mistake because you're not really getting immersed in the game. There's so many things you can do in Red Dead Online, and as the player being griefed, it's even worse. So just don't do it. It's a common mistake new players make. So in my opinion,
Anybody got mics in here,
so
man?
now that you've left me a comment down below letting me know how much money you have in Red Dead Online and how rich you are, basically bragging rights, I want to know what you think of Red Dead Online as a whole. I want to know what you hate about it, and I want to know what you love about it. I personally think it has a lot of potential, and I haven't played enough to really say if I like it or don't like it, but I'm leaning more towards like. Now this is a beta, and that leads me to our last mistake that new players are making, and that is that they are being impatient. People are seemingly ignoring the fact that Red Dead Online is in a beta phase. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that GTA Online never had a beta, and it just launched as a final product. GTA Online was so bad have when it first launched. They promised so many things and countless trailers, and almost none of it was given to us at launch. Later on, GTA Online made progress and released things that were promised to us. But Red Dead Online hasn't made any promises yet, and they haven't even had a trailer for Red Dead Online up at Rockstar. So I'm wondering, and I'm really curious as to what they're doing with this beta and what they're using it for. I know some things are subject to change, but this version of the beta, this version of Red Dead Online, if you will, it feels pretty complete. I think right now what they're trying to do is get all the exploits ironed out for cash and gold. So don't grind too hard. Don't put your whole life into this game. Keep in the back of your mind that this game could be reset, as it is in a beta phase and it's not the final product. And that is it for today's video, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to leave your comments down below about how rich you are and what you think of Red Dead Online so far. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more content. I hope to see you all in the next one. Later.
You old goddamn bastard. Well, I knew.
Well, these things happen to me. In fact, they happen more often than you like to admit.
Right guard. Guard your fandom.
Man.
That will make your life so much better in Red Dead Online. So we've got a lot to jump into today, so let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. So in Valentine, and I'm sure other areas throughout the world, but I think Valentine is probably the easiest, most convenient, and probably the one everyone knows about. There's actually campfires that you can cook at, so that's convenient if you're away from your camp. This is a place where you can cook, food and craft ammo and stuff like that. But more importantly, there's actually stew that you can eat. Just like in single player, if you visit your camp, the stew that Pearson would make, there's some stew available at Valentine, and that restores all of your cores to 100%. I think it's also very similar to single player where you can eat it once a day or once every 12 hours. I'm not too sure. All I know is there's also some other supplies that you can grab at this camp too, whether it's biscuits or moonshine or gun oil. There's a lot of little things you can grab here. So I recommend checking it out. Grab the stew as well. It's an easy way to replenish all of your cores for free. Tip number 2 today. I think this is for PS4 players only right now, but I think after 30 days, you Xbox guys will get it. There's actually 2 saddles that you get for free. So the first one is the High Plains cutting saddle, and the second one is the Alligator Ranch cutting saddle. Both of those I did not pay for, and I have equipped them to both of the free horses I have in game as well. So if you have not upgraded your saddle because A, you can't afford one of the upgrades, or B, you're not a high enough rank, well, check the special saddles department, and you might find yourself, if you have some free ones available, you can put on your horse that are much better than the default ones you're going to be set with. So that's another item that you get for free for being a PS4 player, and I think it's coming to Xbox soon enough. A real common question I've been getting is, Mr. Boss, how come I cannot dual wield like I can in single player? Well, for that you have to unlock the Horseman holster, which is unlocked at rank 25. Now, it's not terribly expensive, 50 cents, but you guys can see there that the Horseman holster is an offhand holster with a brass stud strap. So you need an offhand holster, and the Horseman holster is the first one you can buy. So you have to be ranked 25 in order to be able to dual wield, which I know is something a lot of you guys are looking forward to ultimately doing. Moving on, this next bit of information I'm going to share with you is a little bit unfortunate, and it's sort of our fears realized, at least as of right now. If items cost gold bars, there isn't a price next to them, gold bars only, even if you reach that rank, you're not going to be able to buy them with cash. So certain items can only be purchased if you have gold bars. For example, this bolero hat, which is basically a sombrero, even if you reach rank 47, the only way to fund this is with gold bars. So because the store is not open right now, we don't know how easy it is to buy gold bars. We know how difficult it is to find them in the world and earn them. So moral of the story is save these gold bars, especially if you identify something that can only be purchased with them, because you're going to have to save up for them. There's no way around it. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Again, Rockstar says they're working on economy fixes, so I hope that that is something that happens sooner rather than later. Our next tip is actually how you can carry 3 carcasses at once back to the butcher. So in order to do this, you're going to need your own personal horse. You're going to have to break a horse where you are able to ride it temporarily, and then you're going to need to use a lasso trick that we've talked about in other videos. So in Red Dead Online, you cannot have temporary horses, but you can tame a wild horse to use it and use it as a transportation method of carcasses and pelts. So what you need to do is you need to find a horse in the wild. Doesn't really matter what it is. You also need to have your regular horse out with you. Then you need to make it follow you. Now from there, what you need to do is get 2 carcasses on the back of each horse, and then from there, when you identify a 3rd animal that you'd like to hunt, you need to use the lasso trick, which will allow you to, while you're on the temporary horse, lassoing the carcass, and also on your temporary horse you have a carcass there, and on your main horse you have one too, giving you a grand total of 3. So this is by far the easiest way to transport carcasses back to the butcher, until Rockstar gives us a wagon option or an attachment for our horses, like a cart that will allow us to more easily transport goods. This is going to be the best way to go about doing it. It's a little bit tricky to get the temporary horse, but once you do it, it's going to make hunting so much easier, and it's going to make your payout way more efficient, since you're able to drag more carcasses back to the butcher at once. Another thing that's going to make your hunting so much easier is the quick skin tip. So you guys know the skinning animation for animals is pretty lengthy. It's like 5 or 10 seconds. It's kind of unnecessary. And one way to get around this is if you just put your horse on top of the carcass you're going to skin. It will basically cut out 75% of the animation. And don't worry, it's not going to damage the pelts or the carcass or anything like that. It just stops the animation, which again is kind of unnecessary. And it's going to save you a ton of time. So if you've been doing this in single player, just know that this also works in Red Dead Online. It functions the exact same way. And it's great for doing this with if you're hunting lots of animals at a time. Like, it's really going to cut down on the time you spend in just a worthless animation that doesn't do anything for you. So definitely start to utilize this trick if you haven't done so already. Something else I also recommend while hunting and fishing for that matter, be sure to hitch your horse. So one of the big issues right now is if your horse has to be called in again, you lose all the pelts and carcasses on the back. However, if it's hitched to something, the horse cannot spawn back in again, which means there's no way for you to lose your pelts. So that's definitely something that I recommend you do. It takes a little bit of extra time, but you get a lot of benefits out of it, including horse care bonuses, and you know you're never going to lose your cargo on the back if it's actually hitched to something. So I totally recommend that you ultimately do that. The next tip I give you guys, and this was important in single player, it's even more important in Red Dead Online, use the expanded minimap. So because for the most part you can be seen at all times on the minimap, it's important to have the biggest view possible. And the best way to do that is definitely to have it in extended. Yes, it takes up a little bit more space in the bottom left-hand corner, but you're going to be able to see more locations, more people coming in your direction. It just gives you a better advantage against people who either aren't using it or using the compass only or have it completely turned off. So just use the expanded minimap, it is way better. Speaking of the minimap, another thing you can do to avoid people seeing your icon is crouching. So I'm crouching right now, and you'll notice that my icon has turned gray. This is very similar to single player, but now that we're in online, if your icon is gray, other people won't be able to see you on the minimap. It's kind of like a Red Dead Redemption version of Off the Radar or Ghost Organization. But the key here is you have to be crouched, and you have to be moving slowly too. Even if you're crouched, but you start to do like this sprint jog, you'll show up on the radar. And you can tell if you're safe if the icon is gray instead of bright white, like your horse. So that is something that's really cool that you might not have known about, and if you're trying to sneak up on someone, that's definitely the way to do it. Also, building off of that, another minimap icon you might see is the dead eye icon, and that's pretty obvious. If you see something like that on the map, you know that someone has entered dead eye mode. This can be very useful if you're fighting someone and they've entered this mode. You need to be careful because the dead eye curse for them will be activated. They might have a severe advantage over you. So something to keep in mind right there if you see that icon. This next tip is really cool. It will actually allow you to gallop almost forever. Now it's a little bit awkward and uncomfortable, but there's a lot of challenges in game that have you going from point A to point B in a certain amount of time, and also just increasing the stamina life of your horse. If you hold down the left stick, like you hold it down while you're galloping, you should notice that ever so often your stamina bar will refill. And if you do this the second you start to move, it will like never go down. I did this with my level 4 bonded horse, and I was never losing stamina. I'll even zoom in so you guys can see, because it's a little bit difficult. Challenges in game that have you going from point A to point B in a certain amount of time, and also just increasing the stamina life of your horse. If you hold down the left stick, like you hold it down while you're galloping, you should notice that ever so often your stamina bar will refill. And if you do this the second you start to move, it will like never go down. I did this with my level 4 bonded horse, and I was never losing stamina. I'll even zoom in so you guys can see, because it's a little bit difficult if it's not like totally full screen. But even when I start to lose stamina, it like regenerates automatically. It's super cool. Now again, it is a little bit awkward and uncomfortable because you have to hold it down, but if you can get over that, or just maybe do it in times of emergency, it is going to seriously save your life. So it's definitely something that I ultimately recommend you guys end up doing. Another thing I recommend you guys doing is hunting big game animals. So this is going to be like an alligator or anything like that. Big game meat is the best that you can cook, because if you combine it with the herbs in game like oregano, thyme, and mint, you'll actually get gold cores. So minty big game will fully restore all cores and will give you a gold health core for a day. The next one is oregano big game, which does the exact same thing, but gives you a gold stamina core for the day. And then you've got thyme big game, which does all the same, but will give you a gold deadeye core for the day. None of the other meats that you can cook, like game bird, herpetile, even the other ones like venison, they don't give you that. So big game is the best meat that you can cook. You get it from alligators, which they're especially easy to hunt. And doing this is a great way to get golden cores, which will last for a full day in game. So if you have not been taking advantage of that, you definitely need to. Something I found out that's pretty funny, if you actually get hogtied and put on the back of your horse, if the person who hogties you puts you on the back of their horse, but also tells your horse to flee, you will be on the back endlessly. Like your horse will just start galloping in a direction and won't stop with you on the back. It's pretty funny and can also lead to some very comical situations that you might not have thought about. Now, like the lasso, you can always break free by mashing square, or you can just respawn by hitting circle. But I thought this was pretty funny, and it's a fun way to either troll other players, have fun with your friends or your posse members. I just thought this was kind of cool. Now, since we're speaking of the lasso, you typically think of this for wrangling horses or hunting or griefing other players. It can actually have some very useful properties, including saving players from certain death. I saw this video posted on the Red Dead Redemption 2 subreddit. This is one of the most wholesome videos I've ever seen. This guy is falling down the waterfall, and this individual throws his lasso out to ultimately save him from plummeting to his death. It's moments like that that are really cool, and also restores faith in the Red Dead Online community that they can show some compassion. So the lasso can be used for good and bad, and these are some things you might not have known that you can do with them. So pretty cool stuff right there. A few more things you might not have known about is, yes, dismemberment is still in Red Dead Online. Now, it's not as prevalent in single player, but this happens to NPCs and other players that you encounter. Yes, you can still dismember people with dynamite, with a shotgun. You just have to be super easy way to get quick headshots in Red Dead Online that you might not have thought about. So since we're playing on console, I'm sure all you guys have auto aim turned on. So whether it's an NPC or another player, as soon as you snap onto someone, you want to lightly flick up on the left thumbstick, and you will basically get headshots 95% of the time. Now, this is best if you are standing still, so that the reticle is centered a whole lot faster and a lot more smoother. But this is a super great way to get headshots with no device. Basically, don't aim for the head immediately, just let the auto aim take over, and then flick up ever so lightly, and you'll be right on their head, ready to fire and ready to pull the trigger. And last but not least, Dave, if you do find yourself in a firefight and you want a last-ditch tactic in order to maybe save your life, remember to dive. Diving throws off the auto aim in-game a ton. For the person targeting you, will essentially have to recenter their aim. And that little bit of confusion might be enough to save your life and will allow you to get off a shot when you get back up on the ground. So it's just something to consider when in a gunfight. You dive any direction and it might save your life, which is a nice little tactic to end up using. But anyways, that's all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. That right there is 20 tips and tricks that will make your life so much easier in Red Dead Online. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Do you have any more tips and tricks that you think we should all know about? Let us know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. If you did go and enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, where you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. Without the way guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care. And see you guys in the next video.
I consider myself very lucky after having survived a car accident. Running late is a very important meeting. My driver drove as quickly as possible. The success of that particular deal depended on the sign of the papers. Ready, waiting on data. It was just then crashed into a truck. A car. I barely got out of that. I can still remember that awful pain in my back. Then came the hospital and countless appointments with doctors. I heard the diagnosis, spinal injury. I had to undergo surgery, followed by rehabilitation, and then take strong medications. In the U.S., such treatment is very expensive. The doctors do not consider...
Hey, how's it going guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be talking about 10 things that all Red Dead Online players need to be doing that most don't. So anyways, let's jump into this today as we've got a lot to discuss. The first thing I've got listed down is use your emotes. So I don't know about you guys, but I try to use my emotes all the time, especially when I'm trying to indicate that I'm friendly. Which 99.9% of the time, I'm going to be friendly to another person I meet in the world. I've got no reason to go out of my way to be a jerk or to grief anyone, so I never ever do that. And I use my emotes to let people know that I'm friendly. Now, it doesn't necessarily work 100% of the time, but usually if you're nice to someone, waving back will mean that they'll be nice to you as well. And you'll never know when you'll need someone friendly in the lobby. Now, I've heard people using other tricks as well, like whistling to indicate that they are friendly, or holding their lantern out to indicate that they're friendly too. So there is strategies to that, and there are exceptions as well. Like for example, if I know that someone looks like they're hunting or they're fishing, I typically won't go up to them. Because the way the game works with pelts and things disappearing off the back of your horses, I will typically not bother someone when they're hunting, because I know when I'm hunting, I get a little bit worrisome when people are around me. I always feel like they're going to kill me and take my pelts and stuff like that. So I understand the suspicion, and that's something you want to keep in mind as well. That, some people might be doing activities where they will be more on high alert than they would be normally. But for the most part, using your emotes is a great way to signal to other players, especially if you don't have a microphone or anything like that you are friendly and you mean them no harm. Number 2 today, I don't know why anyone would change this, but never lower the white flag at your camp. I ride by so many camps where I end up seeing the white flag down, and I'm like, why? You do realize that the camp is the only place in the game where you essentially have passive mode. Why would you want to be attacked at your camp? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's one of those weird options. I don't even know why Rockstar put that into the game. But always keep that white flag up. If you want to go fight someone, just take a step outside of your camp, but at least have the option up so that if you get super overrun by someone, you can always fall back to your camp and just, you know, regroup or take it easy or whatever the case might be. But just under no circumstances put the white flag down. It doesn't make any sense. Number 3 today, and this is something that as a GTA Online player, I've had to break a lot of habits here, and that is exploring interiors. So in Grand Theft Auto 5 and GTA Online, most of the buildings, at least their interiors, were inaccessible. However, in Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, it's actually quite the opposite. Most of the buildings are enterable, and a lot of them have really cool stuff. Like, for example, we've got the Braithwaite Manor right here, which has a ton...
Okay. My phone come. Sure, I'm buying. Saving up for another bath at the hotel. That girl gets in all the nooks and crannies. Come again. Welcome back. Something slip your mind before? All right, but no more shopping.
Good evening, mister.
Doesn't start making money, we have 6 months. How am I shape this place?
Hello there. Hey there. Don't think I've seen you in here before. I only keep select items on the shelves. Gum and candies behind the shelf, and the medicine and tonics are on the table against the wall. See the catalog if you can't find what you're looking for. Sure, what you got? Sure. Cake.
I'll buy that. Uh-huh. All right. That's the deal. You have a good day. Easy. Hello there, beautiful.
How's everything going?
You know, can't grumble. You gotta stay so close.
Ain't you a sweet boy? You looking for a roll in the hay?
No.
All right, maybe later then.
Hey, look out!
Isn't he
Unbelievable.
just the charmingest man in Dixie?
Well, new marksman in town. Welcome. Well, it's really the catalog you want to look at. It's got everything in here. Good? Ain't no trace of rust in that as far as I can see. I'd recommend loading up on extra ammo.
I'm sorry, Mama.
Unless you maintain that peace, more often you'll have to see me. It's up to you. You want to make this really yours? Give it a personal engraving. It does seem strange to me that they'd need so many guards at Cornwall, kerosene, and tar. Must be something else going on there. Don't listen to the folk around here. I do not and will not ever do arms business with no gang. Jacob Worth is a friend of mine. I admire him, but he's just about the worst poker player in all of Valentine. The more bounty posters that go up, the more people flock to my shop. Plenty of reason for that in Valentine. What the hell have you done to your gun? Christ! It doesn't hurt to stock up on ammo. You never know. We can do a lot with this. New trigger, brand new bolt, your pick.
Yeah, okay. Just message me.
I let Sheriff Malloy and his boys know about my best deals, as you can imagine.
You should message me when you come in instead of not, because the landlord just told me like it look hot type shit. Move, yeah. I didn't want to grab some hood nachos.
Could go for some poker. Perhaps you could join me later in Smithfield.
Before you get comfortable, what do you think about that? Hood nachos, up to you. We can walk with me. I'm just tired, so
Any information about anything at all, you give me a shout.
I'm ready, I'm ready.
No, I know, I'm not sitting down. No, I'm just trying to gather my goddamn step.
Is it cold?
It's a little chill. I gotta drive though, save more time, so I gotta grab her in an hour. Yeah, she talking about all this extra ass shit. Of course I'm in them shit, I wanna be with you, but you didn't stop treating me like shit. I'm like, bro, I treat you like shit because you keep coming at me about bitches and all this other irrelevant ass shit that make me wanna treat you like shit. It's like, we ain't in our own crib, but you worried about the wrong shit.
If it weren't for all the bounties running around New Hanover, I'd be out of business. If it weren't for all the bounties running around New Hanover, I'd be out of business. I do quite a lot of blacksmith work in here, too. Don't mind the clutter. Over Valentine connecting the west to the east, I get a lot of passing folks stocking up on bullets and weapons. Some of them may belong to a gang. How would I know? If that paper boy stays at that post next to my shop any longer, I may lose it. Very dangerous for a gunsmith to snap. Sold my old blunderbuss to a bounty hunter last week. That boy's out looking to get someone, that's for sure. If you need anything, let me know. If it weren't for all the bounties running around New Hanover, I'd be out of business. Could go for some poker. Perhaps you could join me later in Smithfield's. If it weren't for all the bounties running around New Hanover, I'd be out of business. Just remembered I put my pistol down as a bid in poker the other night. I can't recall who won that though. Damn. Jacob Worth is a friend of mine. I admire him, but he's just about the worst poker player in all of Valentine.
waiting, bro.
Go sit down.
So say it.
Go sit down.
Okay. Joanna said some shit to you. Always accuse me of doing this. Even
Every
if you're
day.
not doing shit.
Every day.
You want to go do some shit?
I mean, yeah, but you don't tell the women that really. Your filter, you say,
tell her.
no. But look, I'm giving you game. Yo ass say the shit you is not supposed to say so much just because like. I get she cool and all, but she still can't handle that shit. You still gotta...
Bro, because whether I tell her or not, either way, it's a lose-lose situation. Might as well be like... If it's a situation where I know I ain't do nothing wrong, okay, cool. But if it's like, I know I did some shit wrong, I'm not gonna say shit. But it's like, with her, it's a lose-lose. It's always been a lose-lose
I can damn near eat that shit at work.
Two girls just asked me if I wanted to pick up his dollar. It's like, bro, I really don't feel bad. Now you move down here. I mean, I ain't gonna do you grimy, but
that's for sure.
Shit.
What are you talking about?
Me shots, like,
Go sit the fuck down. Stay doing that shit. You know.
iPhone try.
More bounty posters to go.
Don't yank the motherfucking PlayStation out the wall. Fuck, I forgot to grab something to drink. I almost grabbed some hoghead cheese.
What are you biting, Colin? Damn.
Probably the chair. Collie, go sit the fuck down somewhere.
I do quite a lot of blacksmith work in here too. Don't mind the clutter.
Fuck.
Jacob Worth is a friend of mine. I admire him. But he's just about the worst poker player in all town.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, you cut anyway.
Yeah,
Get up real quick. Then remove this shit over there. I ain't gonna lie.
I just looked it up.
Hey, you started. Sit down. Shit. Alright, you can move. You heard of passing that Bombay thing.
If it weren't for all the bounties running around New Hanover, I'd be out of business.
You should put your feet over here so I can tell if they fucking with you or not. Or you can sit there. I'm just making sure they chilling. Cause German do that bullshit where she fucking don't just leave them alone. So now they get in people's face and shit.
Up on bullets and weapons. Some of them may belong to a gang. How would I know? Dangerous.
I want the other guns had this shit, man. Oh, this shit's so cold though. That's a practice to do not disturb.
More bounty posters.
Somebody killed hella people outside of this motherfucker.
Any reason for that, Valentine? Just remembered I put my pistol down as a bid in poker the other night. I can't recall who won that though.
You can't rob stores on here like a fucking photo.
Got everything you need to see in my catalog here.
I hate this, it's a fucking small. I'll be circling my shit.
If it weren't for all the bounties running around New Hanover, I'd be out of business.
What was Kodak?
No, she's still walking around. Go sit the fuck down. She winked at me, she done.
Well, what else can I do you for?
Collie, what are you doing? Collie.
You looking to load up some more?
Never.
Anything else I can help you with?
Alright.
You looking to load up some more?
That fucking gun is back.
Anything else I can help you with?
That shit was good.
I need to see your face while you're in here. Let's take that off.
I don't know where bro is at, but anybody trying to posse up, go fuck some hoes. Man, damn, man. This shit cold. It's really like, nigga, I'm asleep. What's this shit? Got my dumb ass drop. Hey, let's take this down together. I'm a sniper from up here. understanding want to go to work at 9. Not a schedule fuck? You're not a schedule fuck? No, I mean like, but you know how they put it to 9? Yeah, they don't want to go in at 9. Cause I never really talked to Jerome 101 about this. I mean, you have.
Change it back, but he didn't. That's a choice.
I know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I like about it. Like, that way I got extra time to just kick it. Cause I know how it be, bro. Oh my God, y'all chill. Kali, what are you doing? Your fucking table alone. Woke up like the Undertaker and shit. Fuck. Really? That's shit. That's cold. Man, we out of there. Damn, just got $100 out that shit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, big ass fish. Trout. Cheating the system. just caught 10 pounds of fish. Mm-hmm. I just saw last night the lock on the thing.
Bottom left.
Yep. What y'all doing? Boy, you go that.